Look at your phone right now. How many notifications do you have? How many unread messages? How many apps are fighting for your attention at this exact moment? Now ask yourself, when was the last time you had 2 uninterrupted hours of deep focus? When did you last complete a task without checking your phone? When did you last read something longer than a tweet without your mind wandering? If you're struggling to remember, I need you to understand something critical. You haven't just lost focus. You've lost the ability to focus. Your brain has been rewired, fragmented, scattered across 1,000 different demands. And it's getting worse every single day. In 2025, the average person's attention span is now shorter than a goldfish. You switch tasks every 40 seconds. You check your phone 96 times per day. You consume the equivalent of 174 newspapers worth of information daily. Your brain is drowning, and everyone is telling you the same useless advice. Just focus more. Just try harder. Just use willpower. But willpower isn't the problem. The problem is you're fighting against systems designed by the smartest engineers on Earth, funded by trillions of dollars, with one goal: to fragment your attention and keep it fragmented forever. You can't willpower your way out of this. You need something more powerful. 2,000 years ago, the Stoics faced their own version of digital overload. Constant demands, endless distractions, a world that never stopped pulling at their attention. And they discovered a secret, not a hack, not a trick, a fundamental principle that made them immune to distraction. In the next 35 minutes, I'm going to reveal that secret, the exact Stoic framework for escaping digital overload and reclaiming focus so powerful that nothing can fragment you. Stay until minute 33, because that's when I reveal the one Stoic practice that rebuilds your attention span in just 21 days, a practice that Marcus Aurelius used to maintain crystal clear focus while ruling an empire in chaos. My name is Mind Armor, and this is how you escape digital overload forever. Let's start with a truth that nobody wants to admit. Your digital overload isn't accidental. It's designed. Every app you use has a team of psychologists, neuroscientists, and behavioral engineers whose only job is to make you check more often, stay longer, and come back faster. They use variable reward schedules, the same mechanism that makes gambling addictive. Sometimes you get something good when you check, sometimes you don't. Your brain gets hooked on the uncertainty. They use social validation triggers, likes, comments, shares. They've weaponized your need for belonging against you. They use FOMO mechanics. Everyone else is seeing this. You might miss something important. Better check again. They use infinite scroll. No natural stopping point. Just one more, just one more, just one more. You're not weak. You're not indisciplined. You're fighting against weaponized psychology, and you're losing because you're using the wrong strategy. You're trying to use willpower, but willpower is a finite resource. It depletes, and every time you resist checking your phone, you drain it a little more. By the end of the day, your willpower is gone, and you collapse into scrolling. Then you hate yourself, then you promise tomorrow will be different, then tomorrow comes, and the cycle repeats. This is why conventional advice fails, because it relies on willpower, and willpower can't win this fight. But the Stoics had a different approach. They didn't rely on willpower. They relied on systems, on philosophy, on understanding human nature and building structures that made virtue easy and vice difficult. Let me show you what they understood that you don't. The first Stoic principle is this: attention is your most valuable resource, more valuable than time, more valuable than money, more valuable than anything. Because where your attention goes, your life goes. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Our life is what our thoughts make it." Not our circumstances, not our opportunities, our thoughts. and your thoughts are determined by what you pay attention to. Right now, you're paying attention to notifications, to social media, to news that makes you anxious, to content that fragments you, to other people's opinions, to algorithmic feeds designed to addict you. And your life reflects that. Anxious, fragmented, scattered, reactive, never enough. But what if you redirected your attention to deep work, to meaningful relationships, to learning, to creation, to presence, to what actually matters? Your life would transform, not because your circumstances changed, because your attention changed. The Stoics understood this at a fundamental level. They were ruthless about protecting their attention. Seneca wrote, "People are frugal in guarding their personal property, but as soon as it comes to squandering time, they are most wasteful of the one thing in which it is right to be stingy." Replace time with attention, and the message is even more urgent. You guard your money, you lock your doors, you protect your possessions, but you give away your attention for free to anyone, to anything, to algorithms that don't care about you. This must stop today. The second Stoic principle is external control is an illusion. Internal control is everything. You cannot control what notifications you receive. You cannot control what content exists. You cannot control what algorithms serve you. But you have absolute control over what you respond to, what you engage with, what you allow into your consciousness. Epictetus taught his students to act as gatekeepers of their own mind. Nothing enters without permission, nothing disturbs without consent. Right now, you've left the gates wide open. Every app, every notification, every piece of content is demanding your attention. And your answer must be no. Not now, not without my explicit permission. This isn't about becoming a hermit, it's about becoming sovereign, the ruler of your own consciousness. The third Stoic principle is focus is not about doing more. It's about doing less, better. Right now, you probably have 20 tabs open, 15 projects in progress, 40 items on your to-do list, 12 apps running in the background. You think this is productivity. It's not. It's distraction disguised as ambition. The Stoics believed in focusing on the essential. Marcus Aurelius constantly asked himself, is this necessary? Most things aren't. Most things are noise, filler, distraction posing as importance. Seneca wrote, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere." When your attention is scattered across everything, it's focused on nothing. You're busy but not productive, active but not effective, moving but not progressing. The path to focus is subtraction, ruthless elimination of everything non-essential. One project at a time, one task at a time, one focus at a time. Deep, complete, excellent. This goes against everything modern culture teaches. More is better. Multitasking is a skill. Stay busy, stay relevant, never stop. But the Stoics would call this slavery. You're serving 1,000 masters. You're owned by distraction. Freedom is saying no to almost everything so you can say yes fully to what matters. Now let me give you the Stoic system for escaping digital overload. This is practical, actionable, battle-tested for 2,000 years. System 1, the morning fortress. The first hour of your day sets the tone for everything. Right now, you probably wake up and immediately check your phone. Within 5 minutes, your attention is fractured. You've seen news, messages, emails, social media. You've loaded dozens of concerns into your mind before you even got out of bed. Your focus is destroyed before your day even begins. The Stoics did the opposite. They protected their mornings like a fortress. Marcus Aurelius spent his first hour journaling and contemplating Stoic principles. Seneca began with reading and reflection. Epictetus taught his students to prepare their minds before engaging with the world.
you need a morning fortress too. Here's the non-negotiable structure. First 30 minutes, no phone. None, not even to check the time. Buy an alarm clock. Hydrate, move your body, breathe deeply. Wake up your biology before you engage your psychology. Next 30 minutes, journal. 3 prompts. What can I control today? What is my primary focus? What would make today excellent? This creates clarity. You've decided what matters before the world tells you what should matter. Only after this fortress hour do you check your phone. By then, you're grounded, centered, clear. The chaos can't fragment you because you've built your foundation. This one change transforms everything because the first hour determines whether you're proactive or reactive all day. System 2, the single focus protocol.
Here's a radical idea. Only work on one thing at a time. Truly one thing. Not one thing with your phone nearby. Not one thing with notifications on. One thing. Period. The Stoics called this prosoche, sustained attention, the ability to be fully present with what's in front of you. Most people have lost this ability completely. They think they're working on something, but they're actually fragmenting between 12 things. Email open in one tab, Slack in another, phone next to the keyboard, mind thinking about 3 other projects, notification breaks every few minutes. This isn't work. This is performance art. You're pretending to work while actually just context switching rapidly. Real focus looks different. Close everything except what you're working on. Put phone in another room. Turn off all notifications. Set a timer for 90 minutes. Then work. Deeply. Fully. When your mind wants to switch, notice the urge and return to the task. This is the practice. For 90 minutes, you're unavailable. The world can wait. Nothing is so urgent that it can't wait 90 minutes. This will feel uncomfortable at first. Your brain will scream for stimulation, for novelty, for distraction. Good. Sit with the discomfort. This is you rebuilding your attention span, like physical therapy for your brain. After 90 minutes, take a real break. 20 minutes, no screens. Walk, stretch. Let your mind wander naturally. Then another 90-minute focus block if needed. 2 to 3 of these blocks per day, and you'll accomplish more than most people do in a week, because you're actually focused. System 3, the information fast. Just as the Stoics occasionally fasted from food, you need to fast from information. 1 day per week, consume 0 new information. No news, no social media, no articles, no videos, no podcasts. Nothing new. This sounds extreme, but consider what you're doing every other day. Consuming hundreds of pieces of information, most of it useless, most of it forgotten within hours, most of it making you more anxious, not more informed. You're overfed and undernourished. Consuming constantly but retaining nothing, learning nothing, gaining nothing except anxiety and distraction. The fast creates depth. It allows you to actually think, to make connections, to develop wisdom instead of just accumulating facts. 1 day per week, start with that. You'll be amazed how much clearer your thinking becomes. System 4, the evening review. Every night, Seneca reviewed his day. He examined where he succeeded, where he failed, what he learned. You need the same practice focused on attention. 10 minutes before bed, journal. Where did I maintain focus today? Where did I lose it? What distracted me? What helped me concentrate? This creates awareness. Most people are completely unconscious about their attention. They don't know what fragments them. They just feel scattered and don't know why. The evening review makes you conscious. You start seeing patterns. This app always derails me. This time of day, I'm most vulnerable. This environment helps me focus. Once you see the patterns, you can change them. But without awareness, you're just repeating the same mistakes. Also track your victories. Where did you maintain focus? Where did you resist distraction? Where did you honor your commitments to yourself? This positive reinforcement matters. You're not just identifying problems, you're building on successes. System 5, the environment design. The Stoics understood that environment shapes behavior. You can't willpower your way through a bad environment. If you're trying to focus with your phone on your desk, notifications on, apps tempting you, you will fail. Not because you're weak, because you're human. Your environment must make focus easy and distraction difficult. Physical environment. When you need to focus, phone goes another room. Not on silent, not face down, another room. Out of sight, out of mind. Work in a space designed for focus, clean, organized, only what you need for the current task, nothing extra, no visual clutter. Digital environment. Delete social media apps from your phone. Access them only on desktop once per day for 30 minutes maximum. Turn off all notifications except calls from key contacts. Everything else is not urgent. Everything else can wait. Use website blockers during focus time. Make distraction impossible, not just unlikely. Unsubscribe from 90% of everything. Newsletters, notifications, updates. If it's important, you'll find it. You don't need it pushed to you. Social environment. Tell people your focus hours. Set expectations. You're not available during these times. You're not being rude. You're protecting your most valuable resource. Find accountability partners, people who also value focus. Check in with them. Support each other. When your environment supports focus, you don't need superhuman willpower. You need basic follow-through. System 6, the attention audit. Once a week, conduct an attention audit. Track where your attention actually went, not where you think it went. Use screen time reports. Look at your data honestly. How many hours on social media? How much time in communication apps? How much in focused work? Most people are shocked when they see the numbers. They think they're focused most of the day. The data shows they're distracted most of the day.
Then ask the Stoic question, is this how I want to be living? Is this attention allocation aligned with my values? Am I proud of where my life force is going? If the answer is no, you have the data to change. You know where the leaks are. You know what needs to be eliminated or reduced. Without the audit, you're operating on feelings and self-deception. With the audit, you're operating on truth. System 7, the single tasking practice. This is the master practice, the one that rebuilds your attention span more than anything else. Choose one mundane daily activity: washing dishes, making coffee, walking, eating a meal. Do it with complete attention. No phone, no podcast, no music, no thoughts about other things, just the activity. Notice everything: the temperature of the water, the smell of the coffee, the sensation of walking, the taste of food. When your mind wanders, gently return it, over and over. This is meditation in action. This seems trivial. It's not. You're training your brain to sustain attention. You're proving to yourself that you can be present. You're rebuilding neural pathways that have been damaged by years of distraction. Start with 5 minutes per day. Gradually increase. The better you get at this, the better you get at everything else. Because focus is a skill, and like any skill, it improves with practice. Now let me tell you what happens when you implement this system, because I want you to know what's possible. Week 1 is hard. Your brain fights back. It's been trained to expect constant stimulation. Denying it feels like withdrawal, because it is withdrawal. You'll feel anxious, bored, restless, like you're missing out, like you should be checking something. Push through. This is the addiction breaking. This is healing, even though it doesn't feel like it. Week 2, you notice moments of clarity, brief periods where focus feels natural, where you're not fighting your brain, where you're actually enjoying deep work.
Week 3, you start seeing results. You've accomplished more in 3 weeks than you did in the previous 3 months. Real progress, deep work, meaningful output. Week 4, you feel different, calmer, more centered, more confident. Your mind is yours again. You're in control. By week 6, you don't recognize your old life. The constant checking, the scattered attention, the anxiety. It seems insane now. How did you live like that? This isn't exaggeration. This is what happens when you escape digital overload. But you have to commit, fully. No half measures, no I'll try, do or do not. Let me tell you about James. He's a software engineer. 2 years ago, he couldn't focus for more than 10 minutes. He was constantly distracted, constantly anxious. Productivity was terrible despite working 12-hour days. He implemented this system: morning fortress, single focus protocol, information fasts, evening reviews, environment design. 6 months later, he was a different person, working 6 focused hours per day instead of 12 distracted ones, producing better work, getting promoted, feeling calm for the first time in years. He told me, "I didn't just reclaim my focus, I reclaimed my life." That's what's possible for you, but only if you stop reading about focus and start practicing it. The Stoics didn't just study philosophy, they lived it. Daily practices, consistent effort, no excuses. You need the same commitment. Here's your 21-day focus reclamation plan. Follow this exactly, and your attention span will be unrecognizable. Days 1 through 7, establish the morning fortress. 1 hour, every day, no exceptions, no phone until the hour is complete. Days 8 through 14, add the single focus protocol. 2 90-minute blocks per day, phone in another room, all distractions eliminated. Days 15 through 21, implement the information fast. 1 day this week, 0 new information. See what happens. Throughout all 21 days, evening review. 10 minutes, track your attention, build awareness. On day 22, assess. How has your focus changed? How has your life changed? How do you feel? Then decide, will you continue these practices or return to digital overload? I already know your answer, because once you've experienced real focus, you never want to go back to fragmentation. Right now, take action. Not later, not when you're ready, now. Action 1. Set up your morning fortress for tomorrow. Put your phone charger in another room tonight. Set a real alarm clock. Commit to the first hour. Action 2. Identify your 2 90-minute focus blocks for tomorrow. Put them in your calendar. Treat them as unmissable meetings with yourself. Action 3. Delete one social media app from your phone right now, the one that steals the most focus. Delete it now. Action 4. Comment below, reclaiming focus, and tell me your biggest distraction, and I'll give you a specific Stoic strategy to overcome it. Action 5. Share this video with someone drowning in digital overload, someone who's lost their focus and doesn't know how to get it back. The Stoics believed that attention is the gateway to virtue. When you control your attention, you can develop wisdom, courage, justice, temperance. But when your attention is controlled by algorithms, you can't develop anything. You're just reacting, surviving, never thriving. Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." Your freedom begins with your attention. Nothing else matters if your attention isn't yours. You can't be free while enslaved to your phone. You can't be virtuous while distracted constantly. You can't build anything meaningful while scattered. But you can escape, starting today, using these systems, building mind armor against digital overload. Subscribe to this channel. Turn on notifications. Wait, that's ironic. Actually, don't turn on notifications. Just remember to come back, because this journey continues, and I'm here to guide you every step toward focus, clarity, and freedom. Marcus Aurelius wrote,
Concentrate every minute like a Roman on doing what's in front of you with precise and genuine seriousness, tenderly, willingly, with justice. That's the standard, not distracted scrolling, not fragmented busy work, not anxious multitasking. Concentrated, precise, genuine, present. That's focus, that's freedom, that's the Stoic way. And now you have the map. The only question is, will you follow it? I'll see you in the next video. Stay focused, stay present, stay free.